Hello everyone, I welcome you in the virtual classroom of business environment. Today we are starting our new unit, that is unit number 3, Indian tax system. What is taxation? You are very well aware with the word taxation because you are learning a separate subject of taxation. But still, let us have a brief introduction of taxation. Taxation is a term for when a taxing authority, usually a government, levies or imposes a tax. See, taxation is not a noun, taxation is a verb describing an activity, describing any situation, or describing any incident in which a taxpayer, usually a citizen, is paying tax to the imposing authority, usually government. So what taxation is? Taxation is an activity in which government is charging tax from a citizen of country. Then it is written here, it is imposition of compulsory levies on individuals or entities by government. See, it is a compulsory levies. What is compulsory levies? Taxation is not a voluntary payment. It is a compulsory payment. If tax is a voluntary payment, probably no one would be paying a tax, yes or no? So it is a compulsory payment government is charging from individuals, from charging from the citizens of the country, not only from the citizens but from the entities also, means from the organizations, from the business institutions, and from other institution also they are charging tax. See, here there are two categories, individuals or entities. When government is charging tax on the individuals, then it is generally the tax on the individual's income, so it would be known as an income tax. But when government is charging tax from the entities, it could be of two types. When government is charging tax from the entity's income, it will be an income tax. But when government is charging tax from the selling of an organization, then it would be an GST. If we talk about the past time, then there was a tax in existence which was known as an sales tax. Then so many different kinds of taxes were there. Service tax was there, and customs duty were there. But now the service tax and the sale of goods tax, these both are cancelled and it is replaced by GST. So GST is not an income tax, but it is an tax that is levied on goods or services. So income tax is an direct tax and GST is an indirect tax, we can say like this. Then taxes are levied in almost every country of the world, primarily to raise revenue for government expenditures, although they serve other purposes as well. See, what is written here, that tax is not a war. Tax is not levied only in one country like India or in some of the countries of the world, but it is levied almost in every country. There is no single country left in charging a tax. You may be having one country in a mind, non Dubai, UAE. You may feel that Dubai is considered as a tax haven. No doubt, there were no taxes on the goods and services, but there are taxes on the human beings. The people who are working there, they are having the employee tax. So there is no any country where taxes are not levied. They are charging tax on a different manner. So tax is existing almost in every country. Taxes were there in a past, taxes are there in a present, and taxes will be there in future as well, because it is the tax only from which a government can run the country. If we talk about the past, then government was not there, but the kings were there, kingdoms were there. Yes or no? So just to manage their town, their state, kings were charging the tax. They were having a pilgrimage tax. You are very well about the pilgrimage tax. Then they were having tax on the goods and services as well. They were charging tax for providing facilities to their citizen. And nowadays also, It is a task of government. Now kings are replaced by the government. It is a responsibility of government to give facilities like infrastructural facility, road facility, water facility, basic facilities to live a life. Is to provide these basic facilities to the citizen of country is a responsibility of government. And to provide such an facility, government is also in need of money. Now the question may be that government are not doing a business, yes or no? You may have again questioned that government are running so many companies, railway is there, government is earning profit, but though there are only few of the organization in hands of government, and from their income it is just not possible to run a whole country. Government's requirement for money is in a huge amount, and if government starts business, then there will be no any private institution, yes or no? So they need to serve both of the purpose. They need to have private institution in the market, and still they need to earn money. So what is the other way out? That is the tax only, the tax which is charged from the population, and from that money they are providing facilities to the population. Then in modern economies, taxes are the most important sources of governmental revenues. Taxes differ from other sources of revenue in that they are compulsory levies and they are unrequited. That is to say, they are generally not paid in exchange for some specific things. See, what is written here that they differ from other sources of revenue. Government are having so many sources of revenue. It is not only tax, but we can say that the major source of revenue for government is a tax. So many other sources are there. So for example, government is earning by selling stamp paper. It is only a paper on which they are sticking one stamp, but it is having a different value. 10 rupees there, 50 rupees is there, 100 rupees there, 1000 rupees there. So what they are also earning from the stamp paper by selling stamp paper as well. They are also earning when they are issuing the license or as well, yes or no? So the tax is a different source as compared to this source. Why? Because there is no direct connection in exchange. See, that is what written here, that they are different in form of compulsory levies and unrequited. See, if you talk about the license revenue, government is issuing different kinds of license, like to be a doctor they are in need of license, for driving license is there, passport is there, for different facilities government is charging money, yes or no? So for example, when they are earning from issuing license, then there is a specific benefit given to the citizen in return. They are giving license in return, simultaneously they are giving freedom to ride a vehicle on a road, yes or no? So something exactly in return is paid to the citizen if we talk about other sources. But if you talk about taxes, then no exact return is given to the citizen. Say for example, government is building road from the tax only, yes or no? But tax payment of every citizen is different. One of the person may be paying 1 lakh of rupee as a tax. One of the person may be paying 1000 rupee as a tax, and one of the person is there who may be paying 50 lakh of rupee as a tax. So a person whose contribution as a tax is 50 lakh, he must be getting more if there is a direct relation of getting in return. No, a person who is paying nothing and a person who is paying 50 lakh, both are getting same service. So there is no specific thing given in return if we talk about tax. And tax is compulsory whereas other sources are voluntary. Tax you need to pay compulsorily. There is no other way out. You cannot evade the tax. People are generally evading, but it is unethical, it is illegal. But if we talk about other sources, if you don't want to pay the license fee, better you don't issue it, yes or no? So it is voluntary payment, whereas tax is a compulsory payment. Unrequited simply means something in return exactly. Say for example, if we are purchasing a 10 rupee wafers packet, then we are getting 10 rupees uh, commodity in return. But the same thing is not there in a tax. If you are paying 50 lakh, you are not getting facility like 50 lakh. And sometimes you are paying nothing, then also you are getting facilities like you are paying 1 crore of rupees. So there is no exact return that is given in return to citizen. So this is the brief idea about the taxation. Now let us see different types of taxation existing in the world. Basically, there are three types of taxation. First one is proportional tax, second is progressive tax, and third one is regressive tax. What is proportional tax? Let us have the basic definition first of all, then we will discuss in detail. Proportional tax, the name itself suggests, when tax is charged proportionately from every citizen, then it is known as a proportional tax. Say for example, if government decides to charge 5% as a tax, then every citizen, whether you are earning 1 rupee or you are earning 1 crore of rupee, everyone has to pay 5%. The person who is earning 1 rupee will pay 5 paisa, and the person who is earning 1 crore will pay 5 lakh as a taxation. Then progressive tax. What is progressive tax? The name itself suggests progressive means increasing. It is having an connection with your income. As your income increases, the amount of tax increases. That is known as a progressive tax. Income increases, tax increases. Income decreases, tax decreases. That is a progressive taxation. Then third one is regressive tax, which is quite opposite to progressive tax. Progressive means increasing, regressive means decreasing. See what is happening. In progressive tax, when income increases, tax increases, whereas in regressive, income increases, tax decreases. This may be sound ridiculous to you, but yes, this is true. In regressive taxation, when your income increases, the amount of tax to be paid is reducing. Why this is so? That we will discuss in detail at the time of discussion of regressive tax. But up till now, you just remember, here the same rate of tax is charged. Here increasing rate is charged, and in regressive decreasing rate is charged. Now let us discuss in detail each of the taxes. First one, proportional tax. A proportional tax is an income tax system that levies the same percentage tax to everyone regardless of income. What is proportional tax? Same percentage of tax regardless of income. Whatever you are earning, the tax you need to pay, that is decided by government, whether you are earning more or you are earning less, whether you are rich or you are poor, whether you are richest or you are poorest. If you are earning a single penny, you need to pay tax irrespective whether you are capable of fulfilling your daily needs or not. If proportional tax is in existence, then you need to pay compulsorily tax to the government. A proportional tax is the same for low, middle, and high income taxpayers. Proportional taxes are sometimes referred to as a flat taxes. What is the word written here? Flat taxes. Flat means what? A simple rate is decided and that need to be paid by everyone. Again, it is written here, it is same for low income people, middle income people, or a high income people. As I told you earlier, whether you are earning 1 rupee or you are earning 1 crore of rupee, you need to pay tax, means you need to pay tax. There is no way out. Tax may be in lakhs, tax may be in single digit, or tax may be in paisa as well. but to pay is compulsory in proportional. Example is given here. In first column, income is written, and in second column, the tax rate is written. Take an example that a person is earning 5 lakh of rupees, then he need to pay 10% as a tax. So what will be the amount of tax? It will be 50,000 rupees. Now take another example. Person B is earning 15 lakh of rupees, then also he need to pay 10% tax. So his amount of tax will be 1 lakh 50,000 rupees. Person C is there whose income is 50 lakh of rupees, and he also needs to pay 10%. So his amount of tax will be 5 lakh of rupees. In first case there is 50,000, and in third pay there is a 5 lakh of rupees, and in second it is a 1 lakh 50,000. Everyone is paying tax. Here you may include one may row where 1 rupee you can write. 1 rupee and 10% means 10 paisa will be there. So his tax amount will be 10 paisa. Now you just compare with 1 rupee and 50 lakh of rupee. Both are paying 10% and 10%. So this is a proportional tax. Poorest is also paying same tax, and richest is also paying same tax. Now let us see the advantages of proportional tax. There are two advantages only. First one, it is very easy and simple to calculate. Yes, it is very much easy. See, I have given you calculation here only in this table, that the amount of tax is 10%. So each person's how much they are paying, I have given you figure right now. There is no difficult calculation is there. Quite easy calculation on the spot. No time consuming process is there for calculating proportional tax. Here person A is paying 50,000 rupees and person C is paying 5 lakh of rupees. It will take a moment only to decide what is a tax responsibility of a citizen. It is very much easy and it is simple to calculate. No complex calculation is there. You can also say that it is that much easy that even an illiterate can count if he is having a basic knowledge of calculation. Whether he is literate or illiterate, then if he is having basic knowledge of calculation, he can very easily he can easily count his tax responsibility without taking help of any professional person. Generally what happens, that taxation is such a complex matter that you are in need of service of either lawyer or chartered accountant. So when you are hiring the lawyer or chartered accountant, they require the payment of fees. It will be a time consuming process and it will be a costlier affair for the taxpayer. So in case of proportional tax, you need not to hire the professionals like lawyer and chartered accountants. So you are not hiring the fees. So this is not an costlier affair. You can take it as an advantageous process, that this process is cheap, this process is very much easy, this process is not time consuming. Even an illiterate can use it on his own. Even if a person has low capacity to calculate the level of tax, but in this system he can calculate his tax liability and understand its implication without any difficulty. He does not have to take any advice from expert. That is why we can say that it is very much easy and simple to calculate. Then second advantage is it does not affect the existing pattern of distribution. See, what is the pattern of distribution? Pattern of distribution simply means the pattern of income distribution. Every country has a triangle income distribution format, where triangle is divided into three phases, where the upper phase is known as a rich class, second is known as a middle class, and the last phase is known as an poor class. What does this system implies? It does not change, does not affect the existing pattern of distribution. Means rich will belong to rich category only and poor will belong to poor category only. You may think that this is a disadvantageous process. Well, this particular task you can see from both of the angle. This is advantage as well and this is disadvantage as well. See, here we are talking about from the viewpoint of advantage. That is why we will consider as an advantage. Now let us see the explanation for the same. Why this is advantageous? Because the distribution of income and wealth in the society, as all the taxpayers will have to pay tax in a proportional way, paying the balance of income and wealth in a same ratio. Why it is advantageous? Because no one will feel that I am paying more and I am paying less. What all the time happens that rich are paying more tax and poor are paying less tax, yes or no? But in proportional taxation, rich and poor both are paying same, so rich will not feel pinch, he will not feel guilty, or he will not feel that he is victim, that he is paying more, because poor is also paying. So from that point of view, he will that it will not change the existing pattern of distribution. Just because of tax payment, rich will not transfer to middle class. So it is an advantageous process, yes or no? Sometimes it may happen that due to tax system, in progressive system I am talking about, rich, just because of payment of tax, rich belongs to middle class because of a huge amount of tax responsibility. But in proportional tax, generally the rate of tax are decided to a nominal rate, that it will not change your wealth. If you are rich, you will remain rich. So from the viewpoint of rich people and the middle class people, that this process is advantageous. It will not change, it will not transfer your luxuries to the government, it will not transfer your luxuries to poor class. So this is all about the advantage of proportional taxes. Now let us say the disadvantage of proportional taxes. There are basically three disadvantages. The first one is it is based on principle of equity. Second disadvantage is it does not reduce the present inequalities. And the third one, principle of taxable capacity is totally ignored. Now let us discuss in detail. First one, it is based on principle of equity. See, principle of equity is canon of tax. What is canon? Canon means rules. The economist Adam Smith has given rules for the taxation, that how a tax system should be framed. And according to his principle, one of the principle is principle of equity. What this principle says, according to principle of equity, that tax should be charged on the basis of his ability to pay. Rich should pay more and poor should pay less. But here what happened, that it is not based on principle of equity. Here one word is missing, that is not. This system is not based on principle of equity. You may feel that we are charging 10% to everyone, then why there is no equity? Because the equal treatment you are giving to unequal people. The person who is earning 5 lakh and a person who is earning 50 lakh cannot be equal people. Person who is earning 5 lakh, he may belong to middle class, and a person who is earning 50 lakh, he is belonging to rich class. Yes or no? If both needs to pay that tax, then there is no equality. Here you can also add one of the row where one person is earning only 5,000, and you can make a comparison with a people who is earning 5,000 and a 50,000. From both of the people you are charging tax, yes or no? So is it an equal treatment? No, not at all. Because equal treatment, when you are given to unequal people, it will result into inequality. Yes or no? Because of this tax payment, poor will become more poor. Yes or no? Rich will not get affected because of his richness, but poor will definitely affected. So what you can term as an equity, when you are sparing the poor people from non-payment of tax. when you are allowing poor people to not pay the tax, and when you are charging tax from the rich people, it may be an unequal treatment, but you are giving unequal treatment to unequal people. So mind these words very well. I am repeating again, unequal treatment to unequal people will result into equality, and equal treatment to unequal people will result into inequality. So all in all, if I simplify my words, then rich should be paid more tax and poor should pay less tax. That is a principle of equality, but that is lacking in a proportional tax because we are charging equal amount of tax rate from every people. So that is what said as an it is not based on principle of equity. In this system, the pressure of tax falls more heavily on the lower income section of the society because they are paying more. See, no doubt you are charging 10%, but suppose a person is earning 5,000 of rupees and you are charging 10%, means his taxable liability is 500 rupees. Now take another example where a person is earning 50 lakh of rupees, and as a 10% proportional tax he need to pay 5 lakh of rupees, but 500 for a person who is earning 5,000 is a bigger amount. You know, a person who is earning 100 rupee, for him 1 rupee is very much huge, and a person who is earning 1 crore of rupees, if he will pay 10 lakh as a tax, by 10 lakh he will not be affected. 10 lakh will be very much small amount. From the percentage viewpoint, 1 rupee and 10 lakh may be same, but 1 rupee for a 100 rupee earner and 10 lakh for a 1 crore earner is a different. Yes or no? 1 rupee is very much big for a person who is earning 100 rupee only. So it it is it falls very heavily on our poor class people. They do not get any relief from the tax payment because there is a compulsory tax payment for everyone. It discloses that the lower section will be making more sacrifice than the upper section. Yes, definitely. Rich is paying tax and poor is paying tax. But if we feel money point of view, then poor are paying more and the rich are paying less. So from that angle we can say that this is not based on principle of equity. Now let us see the second disadvantage. Principle of taxable capacity is totally ignored. See, what is taxable capacity? Taxable capacity simply means your ability to pay the tax. Whose ability is more? Rich rich's ability is more, definitely, and poor's ability is less. So here we are ignoring the taxable capacity because we are charging tax from the poor as well. According to this system, principle of taxable capacity is totally ignored. A lower income person does not have much capacity, and the rich person can pay much more without much sacrifice. See, if you are charging only 10% from a person whose income is 1 crore, then it will not affect. You can charge 30% from the 1 crore. When he is paying 30 lakh of rupees, then it would be equal to a person who is earning 100 rupee and you are charging 10%. Then 1 rupee, sorry, 10 rupee will be equal to the 30 lakh of person who is earning 1 crore of rupee. So that taxable capacity is ignored. According to taxable capacity, according to the principle of taxable capacity, you should charge more from the rich class and you should charge less from a poor class. But here we are charging same rate of percentage from everyone, and because of that, poor has to suffer much because of his lower income, and as a result, rich will become richer and poor will become poorer. And how can we say that this method is good taxation system? Not at all. Proportional taxation system is not at all good because it will increase the gap between rich and poor. Rich will become richer and poor will become poorer. Now, let us see the third disadvantage of the proportional taxation. The third is it does not reduce the present inequalities. That is what the advantage of this one. Here it is written that it does not affect the existing pattern of distribution as an advantage, and in disadvantage it is written that it does not reduce the present inequalities. See, I have given you an explanation that every country is having a triangle system of income distribution. There are three classes: rich, middle class, and poor class. Just because we are charging same rate of tax, rich will remain rich and poor will remain poor. See, you are charging 10% from the person who is earning 1 crore, means he will pay 10 lakh. So, if he will pay 10 lakh, his luxuries will not reduce. If he is rich, he will remain rich. But what about poor? If they are charging, if they are earning 5,000 of rupees, then they need to pay 500. There are not any increase in their income, rather there will be a decrease in their properties. Yes or no? From 5,000 they may not be able to fulfill their daily need as well, so they will increase the gap between rich and poor. Poor will become more poor because already they are in lacking money, and if they are pay money as a tax, they will become more poor. And on the other hand, this system will not affect rich because their richness will not reduce. What is an ideal system? Ideal system of tax should be framed in such a way that you should charge more tax from the rich class so that it can be transferred to the poor class, and you should allow poor class from non payment of tax, so that we can assume that on behalf of poor, rich are paying, so poor can come out of their poverty, they can transfer to middle class, and because rich are paying more tax, their luxuries will reduce and they will transfer to middle class. So what will be the society? Everyone will be middle class. There will be a class less society. If everyone is a middle class, no one will be considered as a middle class. Yes or no? Mind this well, this is a twister. If everyone is a middle class, no one will be middle class. Comparison comes when there is a difference in a income. But if everyone is having a same class, then there will be no class. Yes or no? So this system does not create a classless society. It maintains rich as a rich and it maintains poor as a poor. So this is an disadvantageous point of view of proportional taxation system. So this is all about proportional taxation system. We are keeping our discussion up to here only. From next lecture we will discuss progressive taxation and regressive taxation. Till the time, have a good day.